AI, that's on top of mind for everybody, right? Does anybody know the story of those four blind men who tried to explain an elephant? That's the situation with the world of AI right now. Artificial neural network is nothing but trying to understand how the human neurons function and try to mimic that functionality. The ultimate goal of this whole thing is to get to AGI. You may have heard this word as general intelligence, right? A lot of things about the data that is very important for this things to function. How do you do this, right? Typically, what are the common strategies? So, web scraping is a very common use case. Everybody wants to understand who are my best customers, where do I find it? What is my competition talking about? If you have anything to do with AI, it's best that you at least learn what these terms mean. People are concerned about these two aspects, right? The challenges in data collection. What are the common challenges? The typical challenge are quality, anything ranging from all these six concerns. For the vast majority of people around here working in technology, I would expect the top three would be your primary concern. Right? If you're thinking about building anything around this, so you absolutely need to know what these tools are, so you can intelligently make a recommendation for yourself. This used to be healthy a couple of years ago. If you put anything around Java in .NET space, people will boo at you. So now people have to the idea that this is not just .NET anymore. You have to live in an ecosystem. LangChain is a lot more efficient with proper tooling to do a lot more complicated things. You have multiple agents to be able to chat with each other and perform a certain activity. Think of it as the simplest form. Imagine you're asking GPT to write a story. That I'm assuming everybody has done it. If you're not done it, go home and try it. Go chat GPT, ask, write me a story. But that's not enough. You need a separate LLM or an agent to verify that these stories are meeting certain standards. There's no profanity in there, whatever is appropriate for a kid's story. You may have an agent in one company, an agent in another company, and they are talking to each other, negotiating prices. The AI was able to recreate itself. Very recently we saw that it's able to duplicate. It sounds scary, but this is where it's going, right? You could build an agent to match those human-in-the-loop scenarios. We are entering an era where people are talking about conversation-driven development. That's the whole purpose of these multi-agent conversation and hierarchical chat. This will only become practical only if you have multiple agents with multiple skills and a management infrastructure to manage those, understanding the telemetry to understand what's happening.
What's important today may not be the same as what's important tomorrow.
Correct.
Values change. The overall situation is changing.
We'll always have some bias. It's a matter of how do you do that in physical world today? You do checks and balances. Traditional thinking was we will solve all these things by rules-based. That was AI about 15 years ago, maybe 20 years ago. Then people evolve and they say, no, we have to use data. Now it's all about data. Fundamental question you should ask yourself is, whatever kind of job you're doing, right? How much of it can be done by a machine? Bottom line is, there is no need to be afraid. Instead, try to learn about it and get ahead of it.